Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Billy Joel turns 73 today. He's been trying to release a follow-up to We Didn't Start the Fire for 3 years now. But every time he records it, something else happens that he has to add. Fred Savage was fired from the Wonder Years remake for inappropriate behavior. A guy hasn't lived up to his last name like this since Anthony Weiner. The horse Rich Strike won the Kentucky Derby Saturday. The odds of him winning were 80-1. The only thing in Kentucky with worse odds is Amber Heard being able to produce real tears on the witness stand.
Prospector ruins everything, even the news. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107. Prospector likes more than to kill a misconception. Time for Your Whole Life is a Lie.
Many people believe that a mysterious plastic water bottle wedged between your wheel well and the tire of your car is the start of a car thief trying to steal your car. The truth? Nope. Sorry. I know it seems plausible, but this has not happened. You've no doubt seen the warnings on Facebook, Twitter, or other social media platforms. Check your car for plastic water bottles. Carjackers place empty plastic bottles in a car wheel well to facilitate their crimes. Some even claim the warnings come from police or some other authority, a common theme in the urban legend game. But the thing is, this method of getting you to get out of your car when you hear the crunch relies on way too many variables for most thieves to put up with it. First, many people won't notice the sound, and many more won't stop to check it out. There's no guarantee of that. Second, many people turn the car off before leaving the vehicle. Additionally, the trick is also heavily weighted on the idea that the car thief will be willing to wait as long as they need to for the unsuspecting victim to return to their car, which could take hours. What thief's got that kind of time? The idea is get something quick and move on. The federal government has multiple pages on the web on what to look for to avoid being carjacked, like the bump, the Good Samaritan, the trap, etc. But nowhere on any of those places is the water bottle mentioned. Also, there are no news reports regarding this type of crime going back more than a decade. Like most urban legends, the plastic bottle introduces the comforting perspective that being a victim is avoidable. And it seems plausible, so many people think it could happen, but that doesn't mean it does happen. So, if you believe that a mysterious plastic water bottle wedged between your wheel well and the tire is the start of a carjacking,
your whole life is a lie.
Social media, Amy says, Allstate commercial with the hood ornament singing. I hate that lady. She's singing, "Let's Make Lots of Money." That's the song. Yeah, I get it. You don't like her. Jeff says, I can't stand the general in those car insurance commercials. And Walter says, the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios. It's a bit overbearing and annoying. First thing in the morning, I don't need all the hubbub from an annoying insect that'll probably end up stinging me anyway. All right, Joe from Hanover checking in on the rock lines. Just fictional character you hate. Who is it?
It's that commercial where they're eating gummy bears, and they have kids and they're talking like children. It's disgusting. It's like a baby talk. It's the most disgusting commercial. I'd rather put a gun to my head than listen to it. Now, I'll never watch it. I never would.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I agree with that. I hate that commercial as well, but those aren't fictional characters. It's just a weird situation.
They are so disgusting in my eyes, they're fictional.
All right, and you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe they are all just poorly thought out fictional characters. I'm going to give you that one, Joe. Well done. Sandy says, every time Gus says, keep on scratching, I want to jump through my TV at that little rat. I'm with you, Prospector. Eric says, Scrappy Doo, he's a jerk. And Steve, the fictional character that Steve hates, Lady Elaine from Mr. Rogers. We're talking about fictional characters that you just hate for whatever reason. Darcel says, any female in a Nicholas Sparks novel, I'll die on this hill. He writes terrible women as main characters. And Stephanie says, Ramsay Snow from Game of Thrones, I want to wear his head as a hat. Who's the fictional character you hate, Rock 107?
Prospector, how you doing?
Good, what's happening, man?
I don't like Kimmy Gibbler from Full House. That girl was annoying. You remember the neighbor in Full House?
I had to have you explain it to me because I did not know who that is. We all hate those fictional characters. 107's Prospector, and it is time to hook somebody up with WWE Friday Night SmackDown. It's coming back to Wilkes-Barre Friday night. Mohegan Sun Arena tickets on sale right now. We're talking about Roman Reigns taking on Drew McIntyre, Ronda Rousey and Naomi taking on Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. It ought to be awesome. If you're a WWE fan, tickets start at $20 plus fees. Tickets and ringside packages go on sale at Ticketmaster.com. They're in person at the MBT Bank box office at Mohegan Sun Arena. We're going to give you a chance to win tickets absolutely free by playing Rock Band, Racehorse, or Wrestler, since the Kentucky Derby was just this past weekend. I'll give you a name. You tell me if it's a rock band, a racehorse, or a wrestler. You get 2 out of 3 right. You win the tickets. Looking for caller 17 right now. Rock 107. Who's this?
John.
John, do you want to play rock band, racehorse, or wrestler for WWE tickets?
Sure, great. Sounds good.
Here's the deal, man. I'm going to name something. I'll give you a name. Like if I said AC/DC, you would say?
Rock band.
Yeah, there you go. So you tell me which one it is. You get 2 out of 3 right, you win. Here we go. WWE SmackDown Friday night on the line. Rock band, racehorse, or wrestler. Afraid of Figs. Which is it?
Racehorse.
Oh, that is a rock band. You need to get the next 2. Don't mess it up. Here we go, John. Ready?
Yep.
Brutus Beefcake. Rock band, racehorse, or wrestler?
Wrestler.
There we go. You ready? Here we go. Chester Drawers. Rock band, racehorse, or wrestler? I don't want to put the pressure on you, but you need to get this right.
I know. Racehorse.
You did. You pulled it off, buddy. You're going to check out WWE SmackDown. You won with Rock Band, Racehorse, or Wrestler on Rock 107. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
I'd like to see WNEP's Chris Keating do this. A reporter in Australia named Paul Burt was on the air when he saw a 10-year-old boy start drowning in the ocean. So Paul stopped what he was doing, jumped in, and helped save him. He says the entire time he was thinking of his own son, who's around the same age.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. What's a yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
People go to prison for dumb things, and this is right up there. A 70-year-old man in Washington State named Patrick Lathorpe was shopping at a Safeway grocery store last Saturday night when he spotted a couple he thought might be trying to steal from the store. Well, he ran over and blocked the door with his cart. Then he demanded that they show him the receipt for their purchase. They refused, and there was an argument which got physical. And that's when Patrick pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots. One of them grazed the other guy's neck. Thankfully, the victim's okay. He was treated at a hospital and has been released. Patrick was arrested and charged with first-degree assault. He's trying to spin this as a self-defense thing, claiming the other guy was beating him to death. It's also worth pointing out that Patrick was wrong about the shoplifting. Store employees told police the couple had not stolen anything.
Nominee number 2.
Remember Chat Roulette, the app where you'd video chat with random people, and eventually you'd encounter some pervert with his junk out. Someone needs to tell this guy that still exists. A 35-year-old Florida man named Adam Smith is facing charges after he FaceTimed random strangers and started pleasuring himself when they picked up. 3 different people went to the cops, but he probably did it to more people than that. One victim said when he answered, he was completely naked and squatting in front of his camera. That person managed to get a screenshot before Adam hung up that showed some tattoos he had. Cops traced the calls back to him and arrested him last week. He admitted he'd been calling random numbers and doing it for at least the past 2 months. He's facing felony charges for indecent exposure and obscene communication. He also got busted for indecent exposure a few years ago after he pulled up next to a woman in his car and exposed himself to her.
And the winner is
the guy who thought he saw another guy stealing from a grocery store, so he shot him. Yeah, that guy wasn't stealing, but you're definitely the Yam Bag of the Day. And you'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Stay tuned for more nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings here on Rock 107. Prime Cuts Podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.